Hey everyone, Dr. Ashley here from Team Feldman Physical Therapy and Performance. Today I'm back to talk a little bit more about strength training for the soccer athlete. One thing I've learned working with youth football clubs and local football clubs is some people don't understand the importance of getting in the gym or even just doing strength training outside of the game. We all know that playing is our favorite thing to do, but if we're not able to handle what we throw at our bodies, we're not going to be able to continue to play. So why not throw in some strength training from time to time to make sure you stay strong? So make sure that you stay tuned to the end of this video to learn the things that you should really be doing to make sure that you're strong on the pitch and so that you can also decrease your risk for injury. As always, we love that you're here, but make sure you do us a favor and subscribe below if you haven't, and also share this video with your friends. So let's get started in showing you what you should be doing to stay strong as a footballer. Strength training is typically not the first thing that we're thinking about as a footballer or a soccer player. The reason being is we think about the things that we need to do on the field most often. The big thing is, though, is that if our body cannot handle the things that we need to do on the pitch, then we're gonna get injured. And the thing about strength training, it helps decrease your risk for injury. Not only does it do that, but it also makes you a better, well-rounded athlete. It helps improve your coordination, it helps improve your movement patterns, and it makes sure that you are able to do what you wanna do. Let's also say you can get faster by throwing some strength training in. So the big thing is that we need to talk about strength training in season and out of season. In season, I typically recommend at least 2 days of strength training. Out of season, 3 to 4 days of strength. The reason being, in season you want to maintain what you have, and out of season you want to start building your capacity. You want to get stronger, and I'm sure that one thing you want to do, be more agile and get faster. So let's talk about certain exercises that I think you should be doing in order to do this. I will note that by no means is this an all-exhaustive list of things that you should be doing as a soccer player to make sure that you stay healthy and well on the pitch. I'm simply focusing on strength, but you cannot forget the agility and the power behind the game. So those things such as jumping and moving and ladder work should be thrown in from time to time. But strength is my focus simply because it's one area that players forget about most often, or they don't necessarily know what they should be doing in the gym. So let's get started. Let's start with the sled push. The sled push is an amazing full body exercise, especially for soccer players or footballers. Reason being is it helps develop the lower extremity. It can help with power development. It can help with your strength of your entire core, your upper extremity as well. So why not add it in? Let's go ahead, add in say 5 or 6 passes at 10 to 40 yards a piece at a fairly heavy weight. Next up is the goblet squat. This is something that I've put in as somewhat of a regression from the front squat. However, goblet squats are an amazing place for soccer players to start, especially in the strength training world. The reason being is a great quad exercise. It may also help you develop a little bit more ankle mobility as you go, which we all know soccer players need. So go ahead, pick up a weight, put it in front of you, and drop into your squat. If you're having difficulty getting deeper, try to go ahead and prop your heels up on some plates, because that may help you get a little bit more ankle motion that you may need to get a little bit lower. Let's go ahead and do say repetitions of 8 to 12. Okay, so 8 to 12 repetitions per set, and you're gonna go ahead and do say 3 to 4 sets of these. Next up on the agenda, the multi-directional lunge. Such an awesome exercise for soccer players to help develop lower extremity strength, balance, stability, power, and everything that you need to be a good player. So why not add this into a routine? You're gonna go forwards, out to the side, and backwards, and repeat this. Go through this, say 4 or 5 times on each side, and you'll be good to go. This is also something that you can add weight to. You can hold weights by your side, you can hold a kettlebell on your front, and play around with it as you go. Developing this skill is gonna be imperative to help improve your game. The side plank with hip abduction is a staple that should be in every soccer player's repertoire. The reason being is it really helps develop core and lateral glute strength, things of which all soccer players need. So go ahead and give this a shot. If you need to do the modified version first, you're gonna start with your bottom knee on the ground, get into that modified side plank, and then lift your hip up. The one that I am showing here is your normal side plank with hip abduction. Give this a shot. Try to hold it for say 20 seconds at first, do 5 repetitions, progressing your way to doing a full 1 minute hold of this, and you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and talk about the single arm carry. There's a lot of reasons I like this exercise for a soccer player. It not only helps with single leg stability, single leg stance, gets your hips and your glutes to fire, it also works on your core strength. It's just a great full body exercise that you can do to kind of keep yourself moving, keep yourself healthy, and also develop more power on the field. So why not go ahead and try this? Let's do it, say for 40-yard passes, up and down. Sometimes I say 3 passes of 30 seconds or 4 passes of 30 seconds with a weight that is heavy enough to the point where you can control it, but not lean too far to the side. So give it a shot. Next up is the single leg RDL. Such a great exercise for footballers because it really helps with not only core stability, hip stability, but hamstring strength, something that we also see get injured often in a soccer player. So basically what you're gonna do, standing on one leg, pushing your hips back as if you're doing a hip hinge, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. Go ahead, make sure that you're maintaining a neutral spine. You're gonna go ahead and put the weight basically right next to your foot as you lower. You're then gonna go ahead and pull yourself back up using a neutral spine into a standing position. Go ahead, perform this for say 8 to 12 repetitions, and you can do say 3 to 5 sets of these. Make sure it's challenging. If you have difficulty doing this, then go ahead and try a double leg RDL. So basically, both of your legs are on the floor, knees are slightly bent, and you are going ahead and lowering that weight right in between your legs. So different than a conventional deadlift. Give it a shot and see how it goes. I love a good step up to be added into a footballer's repertoire of exercises. The reason being, it is challenging. You can hold the weight in varying positions to also challenge your core a little bit more as you go. But why not go ahead and do this more often? What you'll do, find a step height that's challenging for you, put your lead leg on the step. The whole goal is to not use your back leg as much as you want to. So sometimes what I say, instead of pushing off your toe, lift your toes up and push off your heel. Actually, you're not pushing off that lower leg, you're pushing off of the top leg. So go ahead and try this for say 8 to 12 repetitions. Do 3 to 5 sets on both legs with a weight or without a weight and see how you do. Next up in exercises, the push-up. Why? Because it's important for soccer players to develop some upper body strength too. So go ahead, drop on the floor. If you need to do this modified first, that's no problem. But make sure that you can do, say, 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions of push-ups, and you'll be good to go. The Bulgarian split squat, or the rear foot elevated split squat, is also an awesome exercise for soccer players. As you can see, it is a single leg squat variation. You have your front leg on the floor, your rear leg or your trail leg is up on a bench, you're either on your toe or your foot is flat against the bench, and you are dropping that back knee directly towards the floor. This helps with power development and strength development in the quads, in the glutes, and kind of all throughout the lower extremity. So go ahead and give this a shot, say 8 to 12 repetitions for 3 to 5 sets, and see how you do. Hip thrusts are an awesome exercise for power development and strength development of the posterior chain, the glutes and hamstrings, and sometimes you might get a little bit of accessory muscle use of the lower leg. So why not give it a shot? What you'll do, back is on a bench, bars across your hips, and you're gonna go ahead and just lift your hips towards the sky, working on total hip extension. Go ahead and try this for say 6 to 10 repetitions of a weight that's challenging for you. And let's go ahead and throw in 3 to 5 sets. The next exercise should be a staple in all soccer players' repertoire because it helps decrease that nagging groin strain that we often see. So why not add this in regularly? This is a hip adductor plank, or otherwise known as a Copenhagen plank. Basically, what you do is put your top leg on a bench and lift yourself up, and your bottom leg meets you up there, as you can see from what I'm doing in this video. If you need to start modified, you can start at the knee level, so your entire leg doesn't have to be out straight. You put your knee on the bench and lift yourself up. This is actually working the hip adductors of both sides. Start with, say, 10-second holds if you've never done this before, and then progress yourself, say, up to 30 seconds. You can do, say, 5 sets of these several times a week, and you will be helping yourself prevent injury as you go. Next up is the trap bar deadlift. Such an awesome compound movement for soccer players. The reason being, it's a full body workout that works not only, say, your big, powerful movement muscles, but also works your small little stabilizer muscles too. Helps your calves turn on, helps your feet turn on. You get your quads, glutes, hamstrings, core, arms, all in one place. So why not give it a shot? As you can see here, I'm stepping into the bar and kind of with a neutral spine, pulling up on the bar and returning to a standing position. I repeat this for, say, 6 to 10 repetitions, and I will do this for, say, 4 to 5 sets. Use a weight that is challenging. Obviously, if this is your first time doing it, don't jump to heavy weights. We can all look at 1 rep max, estimate what is good for you. Well, everyone, let's wrap it up. Thanks so much for tuning in to learn a little bit about strength training for the football or the soccer athlete. The reason I focused on strength, it's often a forgotten component of a soccer player's program. Obviously, we can focus on the gameplay and we can focus on the agility portion, but in order to get better at those, strength does come into play. Getting stronger helps your muscles learn how to move better. It helps you perform better. It gives you more speed, and you're gonna be a better player overall if you do add some of these things into your program. Remember, some of these are harder. There are ways to kind of make them simpler. So don't hesitate to ask any questions you have in the comments about the exercises or about why they were chosen. There are other ones that we can put in place for some of these. However, I chose these simply because they're ones that I give my athletes often. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll be back with more content in just a little bit.